All right, here we are. Boy, we've been doing this so much. It's like deja vu, but it just gets better every time, Joy Adler.
Every time. Loving this deja vu. Today we had such a perfect fit for Energy Diagnostics Podcast. Thank you for bringing your friend, and let's tell our crowd a little bit about him.
Yeah, Nate Altimari. I've known him since 2018. He leads our Albany Saratoga contingent of Rock Voices, the adult no audition community choir. They sing all rock music. It's literally anybody walks in, you want to sing. You don't even have to know how to sing. You just want to be around some cool people and you want to sing, have a good time, build a, join a community. That's what they're all about. And we talk about it. Nate explains it in detail and not only what it means to the members, but what it is meant to him as well. Really important. I'm part of the band that plays in Albany and Saratoga, and my wife sings as well. It is something that brings me joy every season. There's 3 seasons a year. Just I know I'm going to go play this music, and for some people, this is their time to be on stage and shine. It's amazing to watch them sing, and their kids, grandkids are in the audience. They're dancing and doing a thing. It lights me up. There's been times I've been playing, and it is so beautiful. Like I'm holding back tears so I can play the music. It is so fulfilling. It's amazing to be a part of. They raise money for local charities to bring money to the local area for people in need.
Rockvoices.com. You have to check it out. This is the place to be with Nate from Saratoga Springs and Albany, Rock Voices. But hey, friends, if you're in New Jersey, you're in Massachusetts, Long Island, all over the Northeast, there are choruses. So if you've ever had a deferred dream of being in a really conscious community of artists and singers and dreamers, this is the place for you. It really ticks all the boxes, and not for nothing, you guys are doing the good work down. You're also doing fundraising when the shows happen. So I just want to thank Nate for gracing us on Energy Diagnostics Podcast and sharing the good work that all the members of Rock Voices are doing in the world, and it's surely growing. Holy moly. Thank you.
Good afternoon. We are ready to rock. We've already been talking for a little bit here on Energy Diagnostics Podcast. Of course, Joy Adler is here. And today we have the wonderful Nate Altimari right here in the local 518 as well. He is the conductor of Rock Voices, Albany and Saratoga. And I know you're going to say, what is Rock Voices? That's what we're here to talk about. Nate is going to school us up on that. It's a community chorus. There's 3 seasons a year. It's all rock tunes from the 50s and 60s all the way through current day. I'm going to brag a little bit. We just had a concert here in Albany and sold out the Hart Theater at the Egg in downtown Albany. First time out, packed house. It was over the top. I'm going to stop talking and let these other folks chime in here too. We got a lot to cover. Joy, what do you have?
For those about to rock, we salute you. There's a buzz in our community from all these performances. And I have to say, it was really moving because I'm scrolling on socials, and I'm seeing our graduates. I'm seeing people that I haven't seen for years, posting about Rock Voices, come to our performance tonight. I'm like, wow, what a reach they have in this area. It's outstanding. So I wanted to say that there's this beautiful statement that so connects with our mission, Energy Diagnostics Podcast. And it is this from Rock Voices site. Rock Voices is a no-audition adult choir that sings only rock music. Our mission is healing ourselves and others through song. Feel that. That is palpable. Wow. So our area is a buzz, but what's so unique about Rock Voices is you've got 27 choirs all across the country, right? Mainly in the Northeast, but it's growing.
Yep.
Tell us a little bit about this. Amazing.
Yeah, so we have 27 outside of the Albany and Saratoga group, so 29 in total across the Northeast. And they're the really unique quality about all these choirs is that in any given season, all of the choirs are singing the same program. So that when we get closer to concert time, we're able to invite visiting singers from other chorus communities to come and join us. And while some of our choirs are large, and here in the Capital Region, our groups are big, and we have several others that are well over 100 singers, there are also some choirs that are in the teens, 15, 18, 20, 25 singers that are relatively nearby some of these other choruses. So when it's concert time, we can all send our troops in to assist and quadruple the size of their choir on stage so that their first or third season concert can be a really exciting big blowout experience for them.
It's amazing. That's a
Yeah.
great, love that.
The group was founded in 2012 in the Northampton, Hadley, Massachusetts area by a gentleman named Tony Lechner. Tony and I actually went to college together. He's a couple years older than me. He was my first voice ensemble director as a senior when I was a sophomore at UMass. So we've known each other for almost 30 years now. He has this really incredible gift for creating community. This idea sort of sprung from his realization that there were lots of opportunities for people to do community music, but they were typically going to be traditional music or classically framed music or concert band or, that sort of thing. There really wasn't an opportunity for people to do popular music and rock music. So he started the group mostly as an experiment to see if it would take off. And it became apparent within a season that it needed to grow and that it was going to expand beyond the Pioneer Valley of Massachusetts. So we're now in our 13th year, and we've grown since COVID. We've added 9 or 10 choruses to our family, and they are all in the Northeast, with the exception of one that's in Portland, Oregon. But the rest of them are in Massachusetts, New York, Connecticut, Vermont, New Hampshire, Rhode Island, New Jersey, Pennsylvania. We're all here on average at least an hour from each other so that we can really support each other whenever possible.
Outstanding. You know what I loved too was reading, and it's something that really moved me personally, because as artists, we go through such a deep process to birth things, to allow ourselves to be seen in what we do, etc. And so many people that I've worked with personally and have gone through my own have creative wounding from when they were younger. Perhaps it was a teacher saying you should never sing. It's like, wait a second, we're all sound healers, But what I was really moved by was the notion, and what's stated is that you don't have to be able to read music to join rock voices.
Yeah.
And I remember saying, gosh, who am I to write songs when I have never had a lesson? And then a friend reminded me that John Lennon couldn't read music. And it was so healing. I said, oh, wait a second. If John Lennon could, okay, who am I not to create? You guys put that right in.
Yep.
The homepage to let people know it's okay, because I can imagine a lot of people that join the choir, join the group, have a deferred dream that you help to bring to life in this community.
What's cool is for those people that maybe haven't done it since high school, right? And you're like, oh, I love singing, but I got out, got a job, family, and there was nothing like this. So they'll come back in and they just want to be part of the choir. And you have other folks who did a little more, maybe they still sing a little bit. So with each season, there are also opportunities to solo in all of the different songs.
Yep.
So you can go for, and like I said, there's music from the 50s all the way up through current day. So you can pick Fleetwood Mac or whatever is on the menu, Selena Gomez, and like, oh, I love that tune.
Right.
And you can go then, and you want a little bit more, you can go audition for a solo. If you're so inclined, which is really cool. It's cool to see people that were kind of shy. I'm just here in the background, and all of a sudden, oh, I'm going to do a solo. That was really fun, right? And they're out there, and all of a sudden they find this thing, and it reignites the fire.
Right. It does. I think the thing that holds people back from joining a local singing ensemble, whether it be, again, an established professional or traditional chorus or what have you, musical theater, is that there is this underlying expectation of being experienced and having a certain threshold of talent in order to be able to stay the course with everybody. It turns people away, right? And so we offer this no auditioned approach with no mention of experience necessary in an effort to create an opportunity for people who otherwise would never think to go out and sing in public and maybe have only ever identified as in-car singers or shower singers, right? And Dan's totally right. There are people that started singing in rock voices and it was the first time they ever sang in public, had never done the karaoke thing. They just liked singing, thought they could sing, came to rock voices, and within a season or two realized, oh, this is something I can actually do, and then stepped forward and took themselves further outside of their comfort zone into this world of having a little bit of a spotlight and being up front and holding a microphone and singing solo. And now those people are auditioning for gigs in bands, and they are frequenting karaoke establishments in the area. And it's this sort of gateway to being creative in a way that they maybe hoped they could, but never felt like they had an opportunity to. We pride ourselves on having something for everybody. If you are an inexperienced singer, and I would say that we certainly have people that would identify as non-singers, but they're welcome. There's never been a situation where we turn somebody away because they can't sing well, right? And what I say to them is, listen, if you're not sure how to sing this part, or if this part is really tough for you, there's no harm in just not singing that part. Come back in when you're comfortable. There are 50 people around you that are able to cover for you for that moment, so that you are not overwhelmed or feeling stressed or worried about bringing the group down. I think that that's really comforting. And the people that end up, it's really funny, but the people that end up auditioning for solos, they're not who you'd expect. The soloist doesn't always match up with your sort of idea of who should sing the solo. For Dan mentioned a Selena Gomez tune. And in our Albany choir, the Selena Gomez tune was sung, soloed by 3 women, all over the age of 50, and 1 or 2 of them probably approaching 70. They were all able to do it perfectly and with the right style. It just makes it wonderful that you hear people singing songs that you wouldn't expect to hear them sing, right? It's a pretty incredible thing.
Like those creative surprises, those creative curveballs, Dan,
Yeah.
right? You know, Dan and I had a little convo before we began, and you just reminded me, he was saying that everybody lifts everyone else up. It's like you're moving forward together as a community, as one tribe. It's like everyone's uplifting everyone. I really enjoy what you've created. And it sounds like, Nate, and with the work with Tony, it sounds to me like you took away all the roadblocks to creating that we develop over time through creative wounding. Of images around, oh, who am I to do this? I've only sung this shot. It's like you have come in with a healing response to all of the things that people could potentially be stopping themselves with, and you've removed them systematically. And what I'm hearing you say is thereafter, they get a little pep in their step, and they start to really take some risks in other ways to enhance their lives creatively, whether it's joining a band, creating a band, moving forward. So that's awesome. And also, I just want to say, having looked at the Grammy nominees and winners, I'm going, I don't know this song. Thank you for keeping rock and roll alive.
Yeah.
Miss real instruments.
No, yeah. No,
I'm getting old thing. I don't know. It's like, I'm listening. Is there any real instrument here in the production? So
right.
thank you. Dan, you had something that you were sharing about our wonderful Nate, his background and influence.
Yeah, so Nate gives a real, I'm going to let Nate tell the story a little bit, but he gives this really heartfelt, authentic, genuine speech pretty much every season, because there's always new people there, about what Rock Voices has meant to you when you came to you're initially from Massachusetts.
Yeah.
Took a risk coming out to the Albany area, but it sort of was like heal thyself kind of thing. Like, oh, it did this for me. This is what it means to me. So just a quick synopsis, like you got involved with this and it was like the light bulb that reignited things.
Yeah, I moved out here in 2009 from Massachusetts. I've been living in Boston for about a decade. I met my now wife. She said, I've got to move to Albany. I've got a job. I said, okay. She said, you don't have to come. And I said, no, I'll come. I didn't have anything going on. We hadn't been together terribly long, so it could have been a disaster, but it wasn't, fortunately. In the process of moving from Boston to Albany, I left my entire community, all of my closest friends, all of my music colleagues. They all lived in Boston, and we had been performing regularly for a decade and literally just moved away from the whole thing. So it took a long time for me to find my footing here in the region. Socially, just finding people that I identified with. And when you're in your late 30s, 40s, 50s, meeting new friends is not the easiest thing. Also finding musical opportunities. I had a couple of little things that could have happened. They never really did. Tony kept on knocking on my door. Hey, do you want to start a choir out there? Do you want to start a choir out there? At the time I had young kids. I was working where Dan works, where I had a couple nights a week, and it just wasn't going to fit in my schedule. And so when that shifted around, my kids got older, it made sense to start the Albany group way back in 2018. And it quickly became apparent that it was going to fill that spot in my soul that had been missing, the music world that I had sort of left behind. My wife is actually the first person to identify this and to make note of it, is that it was clear to her that this was the thing that was missing in my life. And so I guess by creating this opportunity locally for people to heal themselves, it really was a very healing thing for me and continues to be. It's been 6-7 years now, and I still go to rehearsals on a Monday night thinking, oh, it's Monday, and I work from home, so I'm settled, right? I just want to stay home. And I drive up to Saratoga, and as soon as I see those people and as soon as we start working together, it totally livens me up, right? It sort of wakes me up, and it becomes this really great thing. And I come home buzzing to the point where I can't sleep. It's pretty fantastic. Tonight is actually our first night of our spring season. I'm excited to work on new music with them tonight and to see new faces and people that have come back after some time away, and some unknowns too, right? I don't know how big the group will be, and I don't know how cohesive the group will be right away. I have a feeling it will be, but yeah, it's very exciting.
That's such a great story that the best thing we can do is we help ourselves by helping others, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's amazing. And then also actually to add on to that, the foundations and charities that we help out every season for all the choirs.
Yeah. So, we want to give back to the community in any way we can. And so we have a primary fundraising motive each season, which is to pick a single locally based charity that we will fundraise for on the day of our concert. And it really is only exclusive to the day of the concert. We do a basket raffle. The basket raffles have become almost unwieldy. They're 20, 30, 40, 50 individual prizes that are all donated by members of the choir. So the people will combine forces with friends and they'll build a basket of something that makes sense. And maybe it's, wine and cheese and, that sort of thing. Or maybe it's a gift certificate to a spa and some spa, is there a spa apparel? That sort of thing. I don't know. But they're combining, they're creating these really wonderful, appealing prizes. And we sell tickets, and 100% of the raffle ticket sales goes to the charity that we've selected. We're really careful about picking charities that are rooted locally, not a local affiliate of a national cause. So we really want to stick with local grassroots organizations. I think it's a ballpark, but I think to date, Albany and Saratoga are pretty neck and neck, and both have probably raised upwards of $50,000 or $60,000 for charities over the last six or so years, on average between $3,000 and $5,000 during a concert. It's pretty awesome to be able to give back. In addition to doing those charity fundraisers, we also do a lot of community service. So we're always looking for a walk for this or an opportunity to collect physical goods for people in need. One season we collected over 1,000 pairs of brand new socks to donate, or toys during the holidays, or going and packing boxes at a food pantry, or serving at a soup kitchen, walking for a cause to raise awareness. We're always doing something in both locations, trying to set a precedent across our organization for that type of contribution to the community. It's been really fantastic, and I have very little to do with it. I have members on my team in both choirs that are volunteers that just take the ball and run with it. And I can count on it being a thing when it's time. I just say, oh, we've got a charity, we've got a raffle, everybo's donated raffle prizes, we're good to go. We do a concert and raise a boatload of money for people in need. And I keep saying it's fantastic. It's a perpetual feel-good machine.
You got ticking all the boxes here. And
Yeah.
loved how you were sharing how just participating you didn't realize, but it ended up refilling the well. It ticked the box of having that community, because it is hard to meet and greet as we get older and really bond in those ways. And also your music and connecting you with a higher goal and doing well in the community and giving back. Like, this is one-stop shop, Rock Voices.
Yep.
What do we have to look forward to? And give us any dates that you would want us to know?
Sure. The spring season is a little bit different because we use a band with 2 guitars. So it allows us to do a little bit more guitar heavy or acoustic friendly music. This season we are doing, oh my goodness, we have a tune by, hold on. I got my book right here. There's so much music and I never remember what it is. So we have music by Sting. We have music by The Pretenders. We have Bonnie Raitt. We have Beck. We have Guster. We have the Beatles. We have Semisonic. We have the Eagles. Everything from Chain of Fools by Aretha Franklin to Over the Hills and Far Away by Led Zeppelin, and some contemporary stuff in there as well. So that's a lot of fun. It's always fun to be exposed to new music in the choir, and almost everybody comes to a season not knowing something. Concert dates are end of April, early May in all of our locations. Saratoga is Saturday, May 3rd at Maple Ave Middle School. And that's a Saturday evening show, so it's a 7:00 show. And then Albany's show is Sunday the 4th, and we're back at the Egg in the Hart Theater again on the 4th. And that's an afternoon, it's like a matinee, a 4 p.m. show on a Sunday. That stuff's coming up, and then we have to get ready for a summer. The summer theme is always fun because we pick either a genre-specific theme or an artist-specific theme. Last summer we did All Queen. That was unbelievable. It was probably the most exciting season that we've had. And so it's interesting to sort of wonder and speculate about what the next season is. We won't know until near the end of this season.
Rockvoices.com, right? For
Yep.
folks that want to find concert dates, or you may want to go check it out yourself. All the locations, members, you can see charitable donations in 2024, over $102,000.
Yep.
Doing the good work. My friends, viewers, and listeners, if you are in the Northeast or Portland, Oregon, for example, I see that you've got Long Island covered, you got Brooklyn covered, you got New Jersey, you've got Lutheran, New York, Massachusetts. Friends, if you have a deferred dream to join a sacred community, uplifting and doing the good work, Rock Voices is for you. Rockvoices.com. Nate, we feel so blessed and honored to have met you. Thank you for the work that you're doing. Thank you for bringing people together and really bringing this high vibration to our area. We really appreciate you being on today. And
Absolutely. Thank you, Joy. And Dan, thank you both. This was really nice.
Hey everybody, thank you so much for tuning in. Joy and I really appreciate it. Hey, if you're liking our content here, please make sure you like, follow, subscribe on your favorite platform to make sure you, stay up to date with all the latest and greatest we put out here at Energy Diagnostics Podcast.
That's right, Dan. And if you're liking our content, folks, please feel free to share so others may enjoy the benefit of the wisdom our guests are offering.
Thanks so much, and be kind to each other out there.